Yeah, sorry, I was cut off there, but the loss of security seems to be something which has moved from the freelance field to areas where people would have expected to have had steady staff roles. Just to introduce my interviewees, first of all, we have Emily, who worked for a regional newspaper before going freelance and spending some time on a regional website. We have Becky, who also works for a regional newspaper, also went freelance and went on to work for a national news website. We have Dave, who trained, it was slightly differently. He went to a magazine in London and then went freelance after a couple of years and has picked up, has pursued that ever since as a freelance, and recently took on a job with a digital startup, which is quite interesting. And finally, slightly different but worth having in there is Ben, not me, somebody else, who trained and has worked at a regional newspaper, but some years after the others all trained about 2005, 2006, and he trained about 2011. Same paper as Emily and Becky. Interesting as a point of comparison in terms of the way conditions have changed for entry-level people. Now, when I was preparing this in my own reading, I came across an interesting line in Adam Smith's The Wealth of Nations, where he says, "The contempt of risk and the presumptuous hope of success are in no period of life more active than at the age at which young people choose their professions." And I suppose that's an interesting quote to relate to, particularly to an area like journalism, where there's a massive oversupply and possibly a over-optimism of labour, and a consequent, or arguably a consequent, decline in working conditions. All of my interviewees